All right, Holiness. Today is 5/6, but this reading is about 5/12, May 12th, which will be the Scorpio flower moon, which I always call the death moon. The way I look at energy in my perspective and experience, resonance only, the March full moon is the moon that brings you into the new year, so it's the life moon. The April one, which you always hear me call the pregnancy moon, that's getting into where you have now ingested the energies where you found yourself living. This May moon, always called the death moon, traditionally called the flower moon, is because now you're starting to produce results. And again, as I said earlier in the other video, death is life in this realm. Once you give your energy into something so that it can now survive, you've already instituted yourself into the field of death. And the one in June, affectionately called the strawberry moon, that's the one I always talk about. That's where you have to make a choice on what you're doing with the energy. It's kind of like the lemon law moon, if you ask me. You know, like when you buy a car, you got 90 days to figure out whether you want to keep it. So that June one is important, but this May one, the flower moon, gotta be careful. And again, it's in Scorpio. Scorpio, in the aspects of the moon, where the moon basically pulls on your emotions, and Scorpio is a power sign, but Scorpio is also associated with death. The things you give your energy to is what's killing you. Collectively, the things we give our energy to is what's killing us. So we'll do this, since I look at this is one big ass joke we're going through right now. We're going to use Uno cards. This is just one big ass game. People need to quit playing. So I'll ask what the Scorpio energy is, how it's affecting all the other signs. And again, if you're new to me, I always tell you, you are greater than your signs. But the commonality point amongst most humans is you need something else to guide you. And a lot of people latch into astrology a little bit more than they need to. It's not to say that it does not have its use, but it's to the point to where astrology and a lot of other systems, religions, beliefs is using us more than we are getting use out of them. So resonance only. Again, like I said, I'll ask some direct questions and a perspective of the card based off of what my perspective is and what my experience is. That's the only thing you'll hear me talk about. Resonance only. So what is this Scorpio energy doing? Red is danger, 8 is struggle. It's showing you the danger of struggle. It's also showing you the infinity loop of your energy. Something you hear me talk about all the time. It's showing you where you are only going against yourself. One thing you'll always hear me say about an 8, it is nothing but 2 zeros. That's a 0 and that's a 0. It's just going against itself. So the Scorpio energy, where you're emotionally being moved, you're only moving against yourself. Now, this full moon, the death moon, the flower moon, even though it's in Scorpio, the moon itself, like I said, is where death begins life. It's the beginning of a cycle. It's another point on this infinity loop where you can get lost. So this flower moon coming up on May 12th. It's another point where you can get lost. 7 in reverse. 7 is self. 7 is self-awareness. Green is attached. Green is attachment. You are only going to attach to where you've already lost yourself. Basically, everything I already said. The Scorpio energy is going to show you where you're struggling with yourself. And this full moon is going to show you where you're attached to the best you that is going to give you safety. But notice the difference between 8 and 7. It's 1. You've already lost yourself. You've already lost your potential. 1 is potential. So the Scorpio death moon is going to show you 8 plus 7 is 15. It's going to show you where you're your own devil. Resonance only. It'll show you where the shit you keep paying attention to is the only thing that you're going to need to learn to get out of. And this is not going to hermit mode and hiding from stuff. This is, holy shit, I see how everybody acting, but that's not a reflection of how I want to act, or that's not a projection of what I want to see. So not my circus, not my monkeys. So we'll see how that Scorpio energy itself for this full moon is going to affect all the signs potentially. And again, as I keep saying, resonance only. Let your life tell your tale. So how is the Scorpio full moon going to affect Aries? It's going to show you how you're moving. 5 is movement. Green, again, is attachment. That's your heart chakra shit. Heart chakra is not love, it's attachments. I'm attached to how I'm moving. But 5 also is manipulation and manifesting. And manipulation and manifestation. So the danger with that is if you feel like everything is manipulating you and you're trying to find a way to get rid of it, sometimes that's all it needs. Hell, could go places with that one, but a lot of y'all aren't really ready to hear that. If you keep feeding the same systems that's starving you, you're only feeding the systems to starve you further. Take that on all levels. If you're paying attention to somebody who is not properly paying attention to you, expecting them to pay better attention to you, you weren't paying attention to yourself. So the whole Aries energy with this Scorpio full moon it's going to show you how to move. You're going to be attached to how you move, but if it ain't what you want to see, do something different. Ta-da, game over. Game over. If what you're giving your energy to is not showing what you want to see, do something different. Cue in a bunch of bullshit, blah, 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 reasoning processes on why you can't do anything different. Okay, let your life tell your tale. So from Aries, you're going to Taurus. Let your life tell your tale. The Scorpio full moon that says you are emotionally moving, the Taurus energy is going to figure out why is it stuck. Still attached. It's stuck because it's in a trap. 4 is balance. Balance is a trap. If you're in a balance with somebody that's trying to kill you, it's the wrong shit. If I'm in balance with somebody who is nurturing my life and showing me life, that's the good shit. But again, in the sense where I always tell you balance is a trap, you better find wholeness within yourself first. Find wholeness within yourself, understand your value and worth, and then it becomes safer to get into the conditions, attachments with others. Get into the attachment conditions of trying to find balance in others. That's a bad open account. Because the minute the other person is off their game, you're now off your game. The minute you're off your game, that's the minute they become off their game. You have to start understanding true reciprocity. So Taurus energy under the Scorpio full moon is going to start seeing where they're stuck in the same system of being balanced. Thank you for gifts and stuff. I'm not a pay figure here on TikTok. I get banned too much, so I appreciate the gifts and attention and all other stuff, but save it for somebody who's actually making a check on this. But again, thank you. Not trying to be disrespectful. But TikTok will never pay me more than $5. So moving on from Taurus, you're going to Gemini. The Scorpio energy of you emotionally being moving into what's killing you is now going to get you caught in this Gemini energy. And again, I always tell you, Gemini is already 2 layers against himself. Because you're always looking at things in fucking duality. Stop looking at everything in the sense of duality and start understanding, that dirty word again, wholeness. Before I start trying to figure out what's pulling me apart. Pay attention to what's pulling you apart instead of figuring out why you can't hold yourself together. Ta-da, game over. Pay attention to why you can't hold yourself together and then worry about what's pulling you apart, not vice versa. But that's not the way we do things here. So let's see how this Scorpio death energy is going to mess with Gemini. Ta-da, same thing I just got through saying. It's going to show you how you moving. But again, this is also in reverse too. This is going to show you how you're moving in yellow in the sense of the chakra field. That's your solar plexus. That's what you're giving your energy to. This is Gemini. You're giving your energy into everything that's moving you. Same shit I just got through saying. If you're trying to figure out what's moving you instead of figuring out why you're so easily moved, you got a long journey ahead. Real talk. If you can't figure out why you're so easily put into an emotional state of erraticism, you don't have any accountability or responsibility to yourself, then you're going to always be open to the account and responses of everybody who can work your energy. Wholeness. I'm only a reflection. I'll leave it there. So Gemini, you're already going against yourself because you're trying to figure out which movement is the best movement. But again, like I said, you're already 2 layers lost. These 2 movements should have never been there until I was secure in here. That's that externalization. That's that bullshit illusion of separation. And this is the realm of duality. If you keep using the trick as what's going to get you untricked, you become the trick. And now you're on the spiritual host roll, is what I call it. If only thing you know how to think from is the same shit that got us not thinking, we don't even need to have a conversation. And that's not me being arrogant or egoic. That's just being real. If you can only talk to me from kindergarten level intelligence, we don't need to have a conversation. I'll get you some crayons and get you a kitty menu, and you'll be okay. So from there, you'll be okay, because you have to figure out, why am I my own Cancer? Why am I on Cancer? Cancer is more than just a crab. And again, I've been saying this for shit damn near a decade. If you know anything about crabs, crabs only eat dead. They only eat dead things. Dead chicken, dead humans, dead animals. They're bottom feeders. So this Scorpio death energy feeding into Cancer's energy, where you're only feeding your own death. Do I even need to pull a card for this one? If the Cancer is, I'm only feeding the same shit that's killing me, go back to the beginning of this reading. I already talked about that. We already know this is going to be a fuckboy card, right? Can we agree? This is going to already be some bullshit. Cancer, why am I my own sickness? But here's the trick with Cancers. It ain't their responsibility. It's what somebody else did to them. So here's the irresponsibility of a Cancer who does not know they're the only reason why they're sick. It's all you, player, but it's in the reverse. That one, Neo, is you. You don't understand where you attached to something that was going to pull you apart, and now you can't figure out why you won't hold yourself together. Notice I said why you won't hold yourself together. I did not say why you cannot. Ooh, and it's 111. That means the angels are with us. It's 111. I'm in activation. Hold on. Let me get into activation. Remember, I keep telling you, especially as a vibrationist / numerologist, you can use anything to become everything, but if using anything to become everything is not leaving you as all things, slap yourself. You are your own Cancer. And again, if you're new to me, another thing I always say is, we are all signs. There's an aspect of all of these signs because there's an aspect of you being broken apart in all of this shit that we let guide us. You're going to the pieces trying to find peace. But you can do that shit, and we have collectively as a species been doing that shit for thousands of years. Do you think we've gotten better, or have we gotten worse? Strike that from the records, Your Honor, because that requires them to see past the Cancer. 1, knowledge. Potential. Potentially, you could know anything, but again, if knowing anything has not left you with anything but nothing, should you know it? But that takes you into Leo energy. Scorpio, the sign that deals with death, is now going into Leo, the sign that deals with life. Leo represents the sun. The sun gives life to everything in this realm. So whereas this Scorpio energy is going to cause you to give birth to the only thing that is killing you, this Leo energy is going to show you where your ego don't really care. You understand that? You can egoically know that you're about to mess with something or somebody that's going to get you killed, but because you want it, you won't stop yourself. This is basically an addiction. I'm addicted to something that I'm not supposed to have, but I want it anyway. So the Scorpio energy is going to show you where Leo, you already know where you need to stop giving your power, but you can't because you're hooked. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know who I am and I'm in danger. This is lack of trust. This is self-awareness in reverse, and my self-awareness is already a danger. This is lack of trust. This is egoically, I know I'm supposed to be doing something different, but that's all it is. B-U-T. Justification. And I say this for a long time. Whenever you use that word but, prepare to be an ass. Because when you can justify something more than what really is, you'll lie to yourself. You become the $2 hoe. You become the fakest motherfucker in your own life. Real talk. So if I'm only doing things that are harming me and they keep me in danger, but it's who I am, you might need to stop being that. But again, we're talking about Leo energy, where we're talking about the ego. You can't tell somebody how to stop being who they think they are when they don't know how to do anything different. You hear now? Have a good day. Thank you for everything.
Amen.
So right there on Leo, you're already in danger because who you think you are is not showing you what you want to see. Holy shit. Same thing I keep saying over and over again. Well, but you know what though? The same thing I keep saying over and over again shows me Virgo. Virgo, the sign of resurrection, the Christic energy in junior form. Leo is the ego. Leo gives life. Virgo puts you through the cycles of life. But holy shit, what's the cycles of life? Death. Shh, you ain't got there yet. So Leo, I don't know who I am and I'm already in danger. This Scorpio energy of death is going to show me how I keep going through the cycles of danger itself. Possibly should be an 8, but I'll be fine if it's a reverse. Even worse, it's a skip card. You skipped everything. No, I take that back. You didn't skip everything, but you skipped you. You forgot to see yourself as source. Remember I told you I'll be fine if this is an 8? Can you not see that 8? Remember I told you at the beginning, 8 ain't nothing but 2 zeros. This is the fool under a spell. This is that 0 and then put themselves under a spell, separated themselves. Going through the cycles of infinity. If you look at it long enough and from the right angles, that's really just another fucking form of an infinity loop. That skip symbol. So you skipped the part where you were supposed to be accountable to you, but you're now in the accountability of everything you're going through. You're now in the ability of becoming everything you've allowed yourself to go through, trying to find out the one that is going to show you the safest you. Because remember, Leo said you already in danger. Virgo says, I'll just go through everything that'll show me anything that looks better than what I already was. Spiritual witness program. Spiritual witness program. We're going to give you a new identity and we'll set you up on 95 different life cycles. And don't worry, when you get close to figuring out who you are, we'll move you again. The Akashic lie. Oops, sorry. Let me stop beating y'all up on these systems that y'all keep falling prey to. So when you get close to figuring out who you are, there'll be another event to transport you into something else so that you can start over again. Remember I told you Virgo got you running from yourself, trying to find yourself, trying to establish balance. Libra. This Scorpio death energy, this death moon energy is going to show you where you're only holding balance with that which is killing you. You only attached to the trap. You only attached to the trap. Remember way back here on Taurus, Taurus says, I'm attached to what's got me trapped, and I'm just trying to find balance. Libra said, ta-da, you did it. You're attached to what's already got you trapped, and now you found balance. Why? Because you found balance in everything except for you, and it still ain't showing you who you are. It's just showing you the potential of what's got you moved and taking your power and keeping you in the trap because you keep moving against yourself. That was forwards and backwards. So that was Aries all the way down to Libra. So Libra said, I'm just trying to find balance. Let me just double check. This one you see Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Yep. Libra, you're just trying to find balance. The sign of balance, trying to find balance. Why? Because I'm trying to find out what's killing me. So this is where the Scorpio death moon energy of going through cycles, trying to figure out who you are, is going to show you where you, the only thing killing you. This is Scorpio death energy, going to show you Scorpio sign energy. 0, it's all you. The power, yellow, was you. The power of what you establish in balance with is the potential of you to unbalance yourself. I know some of y'all get that. It'd be hard for you to admit. But again, just keeping it simplistic, that is signing up for a relationship where there was no balance, but you're willing to put on the work or put in the work to create something. You're going to attach your wholeness. You're going to fool yourself, 0, into giving your energy into something, trying to create balance, when creating balance already imbalances you. Man, I'm putting in too much work. I got to do too much. Why'd you do that? Because I desired, not just want, I desired to see something else. So in the minute that you desired to see something else already became greater than you. This is where you run into the Ophiuchus, the hidden side of the signs. Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, the sign that battles with itself in the form of what it can know. The serpent bearer, man wrestles with the snake. The snake is knowledge. So you're wrestling with the potential of what you can know in this Ophiuchian energy, but it already told you the only thing you need to be giving your power to is you in your wholeness before you fool yourself. That was the whole answer. Don't give your power to all these thoughts of what you can become because it's going to require you to become them. But I want to be this, says the average person. I want to see what's going to happen if I give my energy into potentials. This is what happens in Ophiuchus if you give your energy into potentials. You create the struggle. You create the struggle. Not only are you in danger from the struggle, the Scorpio energy, and the Ophiuchian energy, you fooled yourself into giving your power into creating the struggle. See, in this one, it wasn't in reverse. In this one, it's in reverse. Now, what you've attached to has become greater than you. What you attached to, see that zero, has now become greater than you because now there's more room. You expanded yourself. Divine expansion through creation. Whatever. Now that you've created something that is going to take your power because it took your power to create it, now you're trying to figure out how to Maxine Waters' life. I'm going to call back my power. I'm going to take my time back. Sagittarian energy. You are now willing to go through this journey into all this stuff that you just helped create by giving your energy into to figure out which one is going to be the best form of you. Sagittarian, going on a hunt, going on a journey, trying to figure out how to become something else. The divine lie. Using what you were not as what you want to be. You see a 9, it's really a 6. You see a 9, it's really a 6. I'm trying to establish control over the divine trauma, which was a 6. You understand that? 6 in the number system basically is foundations. But something I've always said is if you look at 6, it's nothing but a 0 that ran a tail on itself. It's a 9 or a 6. It's a 0 that put a tail on itself. It basically became its own devil. So in the sense right here where you see a 9, you're just trying to establish control in what you created. You're trying to find the highest vibration in what you created by going on a journey. But unfortunately, if you're not keeping up at this point, going on a journey needs your energy to create it. Going on a spiritual journey needs your energy to verify the journey itself. Nothing's there until you help create it. There is no spiritual journey until you make the choice to move. This right here, this Ophiuchian energy said, you're going to move into struggle against yourself. And now, when you're on the Sagittarian journey, the only thing you're going to do is become an ass. You're going to create a tail that you're going to need to control. Oh, Haley's comment. I think Haley's comment was tonight and tomorrow, or last night and tomorrow. Don't worry, I'm coming. So will you. So, moving on from Sagittarian, we're going to Capricorn. Capricorn, the other power sign. Scorpio is a power sign of domination. Capricorn is a power sign of thinking. Both of them get it wrong, though. Hell, all of us get it wrong. But in the sense of establishing power, Scorpio, direct. I'm just going to move everything in my way. Capricorn tries to outthink everything in its way. If you understand that right here, the only thing that you were trying to control was your traumas, you can't control your traumas. You have to set them free. Trying to control your traumas only put them in a position of controlling you. Yikes. Government. Trauma. Trying to control your traumas by giving more power to the traumas or more attention to the traumas, thinking that that's going to reduce the amount of trauma, how's that working out for us? So Capricorn is you just trying to dominate everything that you think is dominating you, when, as I said earlier, it only wants your energy. The more energy you dump into what you're trying to control, the less you have for yourself, and the more space you give it to control you. So the Capricorn energy, or the Scorpio energy, power is going to fight with Capricorn energy, power. Power minus power equals nothing. Nothing. You don't get no change. You don't get no change at all. All you did was really 66 in some levels, or if you want to look at it this way, it's a 69. You're going to yin yang yourself. You're going to establish balance with what you gave control to. But again, like I'm saying, this is a 9, and this one was a 6. This one came out looking like a 9. This one, only thing you're going to do is find out what already got your control. What already got you controlled. Same card, just different directions, basically perspective. Capricorn is only going to be introduced to another perspective of what they're struggling with. And unfortunately, from my experience, and again, if I want to play that sign game, my moon sign is a Capricorn. The only thing a Capricorn going to do under the Scorpio moon is try and control what it thinks is controlling it, him or her, instead of realizing that, why am I even playing the game? Ta-da! Why am I even playing the game? But no, they got me fucked up. Kind of like the video I reposted, stop having time. Because once you get more mature in your energy, you're going to wish you never had time for some of the shit that you keep letting drain you. This is, nah, I got time today, and no, I'm fit for the fight, or they got me fucked up. When somebody have you fucked up, side note, when somebody has you fucked up, that's the whole answer to the game. Damn, they got me fucked up. Oh, well, can't deal with them. Nah, no, I'm going to show them because they need to know. Now you just entered into your own dissection to teach somebody else by sharing your energy with somebody else that's already in fragmentation. And holy shit, you think you ain't going to end up fragmented too? But for some of y'all, that's worth the fucking risk. The reward is worth the risk. That was this whole reading. You're going to enter into a struggle because you need motherfuckers to know who you are. You don't even know who you are. You don't even know who you are. So that Sagittarian energy would produce the Capricorn effect. You basically just screwed. You in the 99. Your end game is wrong. Your end game. What is your goal? If my goal is only to make sure people understand that I can be my shadows and my light, and if you're going to be your shadows and your light, when are you going to be your source? Your shadows are the reduction of your light, and your light is the reduction of your source. Light comes from a source. When are you going to stop playing this little kid game and start acting like a fucking adult? You probably won't, because the Aquarian function, you've already honored the separation of yourself. Aquarian energy, you just need to get away from what you think is destroying you. Unfortunately, what's destroying you is you. This struggle mind of Scorpio is going to show you where you're trying to get away from what's killing you, but you can't because it's you. It's your fucked up ass choices. It's your fucked up ass choices. You're the danger. You keep fooling yourself because you think something else is greater than you, or you think that there's something else that's putting you in danger, and holy shit, you manifest it. You keep thinking that something or somebody else is greater than you, you're going to set that up as a fucking reality, even if it's an illusion. You understand that? And in a real day function, you could tell yourself that somebody got more power than you when they really don't, but because you won't stand up for your own power, they really do. Ta-da. They ain't got power, you just keep using yours to make sure that they do. Aquarian function. So from there, you end up right back here at Pisces, the sign of separation itself. The Scorpio function basically said that throughout all this stuff right here, I'm going to show you how you are struggling against yourself. The whole problem was Pisces is going to show you where you keep moving in two different directions. At this moment, stand up and move in two different directions at the same time. You can't. Not successfully anyway. You could probably take a couple of steps in the same direction, but eventually you're going to fall because you're getting ready to lose your balance. The whole problem was you didn't give a fuck about balance. You just wanted what you want. Very good. So Pisces energy, where Scorpio says the only problem is you struggling with yourself, is because you won't stand up for yourself. You keep standing up for that bullshit that keeps you pulled apart. And in that, you got to draw two more. You, blue, keep manifesting. You keep giving your power to holy shit, 2 plus. What's pulling you apart? You ain't got to defend yourself. Perspective. You don't have to defend yourself. You got to figure out if there's even a fucking battle worth fighting. Remember, I just got through saying if you keep perceiving there to be something that you got to fight against, you help create it. If you just realize who you are and align your energy with everybody else who's on that same shit, then there is no enemy. But the common enemy is within because you don't know who you are, so you keep sponsoring shit that keep pulling you apart. So Pisces, you keep sponsoring shit that keeps you in duality because you keep giving your power to who you think you are when who you think you are is not who you are. It's just a perspective of you and reflection. You keep manifesting your reflection. Something I said for a long time. You motherfuckers ain't healing yourself. You're only healing your shadows. But you can't teach people that. It's all relative in the format of separation. But when you're dealing with wholeness, there is no relatives. There is no relatives. There's only you. See, if there's relativity is still connectivity. Balance. Stop that relativity and find oneness. Then there is no need for relation. I don't need to relate with you because in the form of, and again, I'm not trying to be funny, but my perspective, in the form of reciprocity, I don't need to relate with you because your flow is my flow. In the form of reflection is I can relate to you because I'm going to give you the space to be you as long as you give me the space to be me. You see that fucking spaceship? That unbalanced bullshit? Reciprocity looks like this. Oneness. Reflection looks like this. Separation. We exist in separation because under our Pisces energy, we don't know how to stand up for ourselves, so we stand up for everything that fucking pulls us apart. Why? Because we don't know that we are the fool that has given our power to the danger. Because we have a bad end game. Wholeness, congratulations on your job. So again, Scorpio full moon, 5/12 at 12:55 p.m. Eastern time. 12, the ritual, 55, manipulation. The ritual is manipulation. 5/12, the flower moon. You get out of, your question is, how do you heal self as a whole and not just target the shadow side of self? That's the whole purpose of the shadow, is to get you to see yourself in separation. Your shadow cannot be there without you losing your light as source. The whole trick is healing. If I stop doing things that produce events that would require me to heal from, then there is no healing. If I keep thinking I can heal what I've already been through, that fucking time machine bullshit, ouch, I cut myself yesterday. I'm going to go heal that. Nope. I can just make sure I stay present and make sure I don't reproduce the event by staying present and not watching out for it again. It's a mental trick. And unfortunately, people have been bought in too long and too hard that it's not as easy as what I'm saying to unravel it. You just got to find your own method. But if you keep speaking in terms of separation and using terms of separation as what's going to give you wholeness, healing, reflections, allowance, expectations, things like that, if you keep using lower level thought processes as what's going to get you out of a lower level trap, game's already over. Game's already over. It's like using Monopoly pieces to do Uno. It won't work. So the whole trick with me is stop worrying about healing your shadows. Stop losing your light. Stop losing your light by understanding you are the source. And if shit ain't worth your energy, stop showing up. And no, that does not mean you're going to end up in a cave. That means that I'm not going to end up in a cave with a bunch of other motherfuckers who's evidently sick because they like their pain. We are basically around a bunch of people who are in a spiritual psychosis of being pain freaks. They don't know how to have any accountability for their energy, and they're just willing to tap into anything that makes them feel good about moving. Motion sickness in the reverse. You don't get dizzy from moving. You get dizzy from being still. So healing can be a trick. Doing shadow work, working on my shadows, you ain't changing your past. You're just giving more past to you, and you're just giving more energy to your past. Just stay present. Just stay present and stop doing dumb shit. Ta-da. Perspective and experience. But at the end of the day, you gotta let your life tell your tale. Life remains hard until you allow it to become easy. Wholeness. If they let me out of here.